Hey guys, welcome to the Cash Flow Talk. Today I'm so excited to have Zamira Monsalvo. She's joining me from New Jersey. The reason why I have Zamira is because her story is so inspirational. She's from Barranquilla, Colombia. She came to live in New Jersey since she was 11 years old, and she's the true American dream person who's taking a job every single day and saving and saving and saving to buy some investment properties in New Jersey, Miami, and Fort Myers. Sami, thank you for being with me, for spending a few minutes with me. I appreciate your time. How are you?
Good, Camilo. Thank you guys for choosing me to be part of your program.
Okay, no problem, Sami. Before we start, if you guys hear something that you like, you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below. And the reason why I have Sami in the line is because like I said before, her story is very inspirational. You have some investment properties, some rental properties in South Florida, also in the New Jersey area. Sami, in a minute, if you can, tell me a little bit about you, who you are, and how did you came to be the person that you are today?
Like around 20, I was 28 when I read something in Forbes magazine, and he said, invest in yourself. And I started reading, and he said the number one thing is you have to save for your older years when you're young. And I kept that in back of my mind. I had a baby at that time. I was pregnant, and the minute she was born, I made full time the job that I am now, because I wasn't planning to work. I was doing part time, stay home mom, and I was on my second child. We still didn't own a house. So when I read that, I said, you know what? Now I'm full time. My first paycheck of every week for the first year, we're gonna buy a house, and we
Wow.
did. We put together 20%, and we bought our first house in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey.
Okay, and the house is an
Uh,
investment property, or that's the house that you
at
moved
that
into?
at that time, it was our house, but it was a three-family home.
Okay.
And then later on, that house became everything went up, so the equity was huge. And I told my husband at that time, let's buy a second home. And he was a
Wow.
little afraid. We took an equity loan. We put 20% down on the other one, and we bought our second home, a two-family.
Okay.
That one was rented. Then one day I'm taking my son to soccer practice, and this old man is selling his house. He's putting a sign for sale by owner. And before he finished, I stopped. I dropped my son off. I came. I looked at it. I loved it. It was a one family. I wanted it for me and my kids. And I gave him a check for $19,000. And I told him, "Here's my check. Take the sign off. And pending lawyer review and all that, and we'll settle the price. I want to buy it." So I went and I told my husband, "There's a one family home. We know real estate. Let's go buy it." And we did. It always took me a while to convince them because he was always afraid.
Oh my God. While you're talking, I want to have a quick parenthesis because this is the reason why I'm doing this YouTube channel, the Deal Makers. The reason why I do this is because like you said, I like to read a lot. I like to go on YouTube and listen to the big millionaires and billionaires of the world who are changing the world, but nobody interviews the people like you and me, the middle class people that work hard every single day, that work hard for a paycheck and start saving money and have to really hustle to save some money so that in the future you enjoy the fruits of what you've worked so much for so many years. And that's the reason why I'm calling these deal makers. Again, if you like what you're hearing, like it, subscribe below. But it's amazing to hear your story because like yours, I've shared my story as well. I came here with no money, no credit, no experience, and I had no idea what I was doing when I purchased the first property with no money. I had to partner up with somebody else, and we did a flip. I thought I was gonna get some money for the house. I ended up getting like $30,000 more for it because I had no experience, and luckily it went my way, and it was awesome. It was the biggest paycheck that I've received. When I was like 22 years old, I got a paycheck of $10,000 profit on that deal. For me, that was my cut. After paying the investor, after paying my other partner, and it's awesome. And that's the reason why I'm doing this, because it's inspirational how like so many people, yeah, they create Amazon and now all of a sudden they're billionaires, and they
Hmm.
create PayPal and all of a sudden they're billionaires. But you and I are hustling every single day, and I want to share with the people how, if you do things the right way, if you work hard, if you save money, you're gonna have enough money to retire, and anybody can do it. That's the point of this. Anybody can do it. So I appreciate your story, Sami. Sami, what's your biggest goal in life? Like, you keep working, you keep going to a job, you keep asking for buying rental properties. What's your biggest goal in life? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 4 years, I'm retiring. We already have a property in Fort Myers. We kind of like that area because it's fresh, it's new. It's a lot
Okay.
of potential to buy more. And we're getting ready, my partner and I, to build a community like New Jersey. New Jersey has a lot of gardens community
Okay.
where there's at least 20, 40 units. Eventually, that's where we want to end. It might not be in 4 years, but I've been putting the idea in my children since they were little that we do not rent, we buy. And the minute they start projecting an income in their careers, I'm going to be there so that we can invest and go to another level.
Wow,
I,
that's
I
awesome.
don't I don't I don't lose sleep over being a millionaire, you know? I don't. My life is simple. A good soccer game, a well-made home meal, and love, family, my kids. That's where I see myself.
I love
Nothing
it.
else.
I love it, and it's the same idea that I share all the time, and it's the same idea that I share with my wife. One thing is to be a millionaire, which I'm not. I mean, obviously, I want to get there at some point, but before we get there, we need to be financially free. And financial freedom for
Hmm.
me is having enough passive income from rental properties, from a business, or from interest, or from wherever. In our case, in your case, in my case, is rental income from rental properties, so that it can pay for your expenses. That way, we can wake up whatever time we wake up, we go to bed
Yeah.
whatever time we go to bed, and we don't need to be flashing around with a Rolls Royce or a big
Oh
car. We
no.
just drive a regular car, regular people, but we live stress free. That's awesome.
You know what I flash all the time? My children's education when they graduate from college. I have a son graduated already. I have a nursing major graduates May 4 from Penn State nursing major. I
Wow.
have a, I already kind of, I'm guilty, kind of guide her to go to FIU, Florida International University,
Okay.
and she's on her second year of pre-med.
Wow.
So that I flash. Everything else is material. Uh, we get there. I want to bring my family, my other generation, my children, to the level where they don't have to go to work and not take their kid, where they have to go to work and not take their kids to school. I want them to have that choice, and
Exactly.
I'm teaching them so that when I have a 21-year old, a 27, 21, and 19, and a 14-year-old, two
Wow.
boys, two girls, and they already with that mentality of we're going to work hard for 5 years, we're going to buy our properties, and eventually we get to choose what we want to do when we have our children.
That's
Because
awesome.
the only thing that is harder for us right now is we want to be with them all the time. When they were little, now okay, they 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 are growing, and I'm spending more time with them now because now I'm better than when they were smaller.
Okay.
So hopefully they will be. at a level financially where they can spend more time with the children when they're little.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hmm.
I say it all the time. Money is not something material, but it allows you to have choices. And many
Hmm.
people say money is not happiness, but it makes everything a
It
lot
makes it
easier.
better.
When everything is easier and you're not stressed out and you don't have health issues and you have the tranquility of having that financial income every month coming in, of course that creates happiness. So in other words, is money happiness? Yes and no, but money helps a lot, and I'm not talking
Takes away
about
it.
the boat and the yacht and all these things. It's
Nah.
about, yeah, it's about having a simple life. So I love it. I love it. Go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah, no. Like you said, we learn from our parents and we made better financially, you
Exactly.
know, and we're teaching our children.
I
It's
love it. I love
simple.
it. Sammy, let me ask you a question. During this time that I've gone through a job, raising kids, finding investment properties, I know it's not easy to be a landlord and finding these properties. What has been your biggest obstacle? It can be in the real estate business, it can be in your personal life. What has been your biggest obstacle getting to where you are, and how did you overcome that?
When I first started my job for the company I work for, I work for a contract, union contract. That's what I'm a union employee.
Okay.
So once my seniority got better, I was able to do split shift. So my days are long. I get up early in the morning, 5 in the morning. I come home at 9:30. I cook, I clean, I do errands for the homes that I own. If I have to do any, go check in, fix anything that is not major, I go do it. And then 1 o'clock, 1:30, I'm on my way to work for my other half. And whenever the boss needs overtime, I stay overtime. And then I got the weekends to do whatever I need to do with the properties. You always find time, and whatever I cannot do when I don't have the time, because even if it's even if I have stuff to do at home on the rentals, but if my boss needs me, I never say no to him because he needs me.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
so I'll hire somebody to do the job, and I work overtime. I always manage, and I always manage, and I find people like you, your wife Michelle, who's Michelle is like my right hand in Florida.
Yes,
No
yes.
matter where I look, she takes care of whatever business I have over there,
I
and I
love it.
surround myself with people that are like me.
Exactly, exactly.
That
Yeah,
we.
she says hi, by the way. Um,
Hi.
Sammy, so what advice would you give somebody that it's, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years old, that is in a 9 to 5 job, that has no money at all, that wants to get started? Because I say it all the time, the first step is the hardest one. The first property that you buy is the hardest one. The first
Yes.
money that you start saving is the hardest one. What advice would you give somebody that is starting uh, in the real estate business?
Okay. The one that I give my kids. I started doing this when I was 28, right? I already had children. I was already married. Before that, if I wanted to eat, I would go out to eat. If I wanted to have a drink, I would go out and have a drink. If I want to go on vacation, I would book resorts. No, don't. At the beginning, when you're young, buy that six pack, bring it home, cook. You save so much money cooking, enjoying yourself at home, saving. Get prepared, read, learn how to be handy because you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Learn how to be handy. I just learned in the home that we bought in Fort Myers. I have very good friends. I have electricians, plumbers, construction friends. My friend went all the way to Fort Myers from Georgia, and he taught me how to do plumbing.
Oh,
So I
wow.
did my first plumbing job by myself on the bathroom in the property we bought over there.
Okay.
And just learn how to be handy, learn how to save, and the number one way you save money is stay home. Watch it.
Okay.
Pay those $10 for Netflix, and you're good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
awesome. That's a great advice. Yeah, save money, save money, save money, and then once you save money, start looking for good opportunities and educate yourself so
Mhm.
that you know where to invest. Sami, one thing I've interviewed a few people. Many of them are very successful. Many of them have a charity that they work on. But one thing that everybody shares is that they started, and that's the question why I ask the same question over and over again. Everybody kind of started their journey with a book. Everybody started their journey with a seminar. Everybody started a journey by getting additional education, not just college education, but something triggered them. What is the one book that you recommend somebody that probably changed your life or probably gave you a different mentality to be where you are today?
It's called The Way to Love.
The one?
The Way to Love
The Way to Love.
by
Okay.
Anthony DeMello.
Okay.
He teaches you about attachments and freedom and happiness,
I love it. I haven't
and
read that one. I'm going
you
to.
become fearless. You know, we're humans, so it's okay to be worried and fear and get nervous. But when you surrender, miracles happen.
I love it. I love it, Sami. Thank you so much for your
You're
time.
welcome.
I told you it was gonna be short and sweet. I know you have to go to work. I love spending a few minutes with me. With me. I hope I I hope we can do this again. And again, guys, if you like what you heard, please subscribe below. And the reason why I'm doing these interviews is I wanted to interview people like you and me, people that are making things happen, deal makers is what I'm calling it, people that are making things happen, people that are hustling every single day to have a better life for the future and for their kids. So, Sami, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I enjoyed it. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see
Thank
you
you,
next time.
Camilo. Bye, guys. Thank you for everything.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.